Alright, hello everyone, my name is Shep and welcome back to the Butcher Circus. So today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be playing World Domination for 1 hour and we're going to see how that goes. That's basically the whole idea behind this. So we... Oh my goodness, that numbing instance coming in clutch actually. So we're playing against Y in German and his name is Warum, that's Y in German. And it looks like they have a very interesting team. I'm surprised not to see a self-heal on the Houndmaster because that would be 4 healing characters, which is definitely pretty good. Also surprised not to see a Fleshbound Grimoire on that Occultist, which means that, the pull on the Arbalist maybe wasn't as successful as you wanted it to be. So it is quite surprising that the Crusader actually has numbing instance, which kind of prevents me from stunning as well, and jeez, he does not want to get stunned today. Okay, yeah, I mean, you go for the manacle stun, you fail the 80. I thought it would be a 100 because I didn't even see the numbing instance over there. And then, Crusader stunning action against the plus 15 dodge just means that you might miss. And since there's numbing instance, the chance was a little bit lower, but it still happened. So what can you do, right? You really can't do anything. So I'm just gonna go for a mark for death here, or maybe not. I think I'm gonna go for a pull on the occultist. The hit chance wasn't confirmed once again, but come on, if you're missing every single 80, then there's no way you're ever gonna win, right? If the RNG doesn't want you to win when you're playing WD, then you're definitely not gonna win. It's not like with Shep Stressor you have command buffs and you win through stress and not through death blows. It's a lot different. So that Holy Lance tickles, it only hurts for 12, which is pretty much a min roll, I think. And you can see that 77% hit chance. It really is hit or miss. 77% hit chance. I could have missed, but instead of that, I got a crit out of it and just took all of the Occultist health bar. And right now, the only play that Varum can do to actually save the Occultist from dying is to stun my bounty hunter, but he doesn't go for that, which means that right now there's just going to be I finish him, 88% hit chance, and we just take those. And now we are up a character, and we still have 2 stun characters, and that's going to be around, well, not around 1, but the match 1 for us. Alright, and here we go on to a match number 2, this time against Buka. I do believe this is an Apprentice opponent, but playing a team like this with these kind of trinkets, you're totally fine. You don't need a lot of special trinkets when you're playing stress characters, especially not stress characters like these ones. So yeah, I think we should have a pretty good match at hand. So there's a lot of things I have to deal with, and first things first, I'm actually going to go for a slam on this Hellion. Because Hellion Yelp is really annoying, and Yellow Breakthrough isn't even near as annoying. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna prevent her from basically doing whatever she wants to do. Of course, that the Grave Robber might go Shadow Fade here. That's definitely a play. I'm not sure if my opponent sees it, but they do see the bolster, so the dodge is so annoying. I'm thinking, unironically, to actually go for Caltrips here, because it's gonna start ticking away at all the enemy characters. And it's going to be great. Also, I do not want to just put a lot of pressure on the Arbalist action to the point where she really has to hit the mark, or that's like kind of 2 actions gone. So I think doing a Caltrips there is totally fine. So it's going to be a breakthrough. Dazes herself with it too. I might be thinking of focusing this Hellion first. I do also want to hit the Houndmaster. He's still in the back, but I could pull him next round. Yeah, there's a lot of things I can do. I definitely act with her last, and right now I can either go for a stun or a stun. Or I could go with this and miss. Do I go for the Hellion or do I go for the Man-at-Arms? I'm gonna go for the Man-at-Arms, 70% chance. We do get it. The reason I go for that is because she's dazed and in position 2. I mean, she's not that scary, and the Man-at-Arms is scary. Like, he has Uriine, Pitfighter's Helm, he can start spamming Bellow, and my entire team is just gonna falter in terms of damage output. So that's a Houndsary hitting everyone, also doing a lot of stress, but thankfully no crits, and that's what really matters. So my hit chances right now are pretty decent. I'm gonna go for this. We do get to crit out of it, so that's pretty fortunate. Arbalist, 26% crit chance, you just take those eventually. The Grave Robber is going to lose 15 of her dodge once she actually does her action, but well, she's going to gain it right back because of Toxin Trickery. So yeah, she's going to stay at 60 dodge, which is definitely a really solid amount. So we're forced to go finish him right now. I can't be greedy and just go for Caltrips because, I've already used it. And yeah. Also, one important thing to note, I've said this a lot of times, I'll say it again. My stun didn't actually do like 5 damage to the men arms, I think it was. It did 7 because the caltrops is taking. So that's always something to take into consideration. So quick Hound's Harry. If I get another crit, he's gonna drop to this door. We have only to wait and see. So right now I could maybe slam here, but I really don't think that's that good of a play. I'm gonna go for Manacles. It's like a 50-50 of hitting. Yeah, it's a 56. I mean, this is kind of just what happens when you play WD, is that you just have to go for actions that probably aren't gonna work, but it's still the best thing you can do. Because if we did get that, then the Grave Robber would be stunned, right? She would be lower on HP, and we'd be, you know, pretty much chilling. But instead of that, well, we just have this to deal with. So this is a 75% hit chance. We actually hit for quite a lot. Maybe there was a play in going Rage and Smite, and just, like, pushing down this Man at Arms closer to 0 HP. Yeah, maybe that was an idea since there aren't even any Palo debuffs on us. I'm gonna drop a sniper shot right now. This time we get a low roll, but even a low roll means that another sniper shot, even if it's another low roll, Houndmaster will be dropping down to 0. I don't think he's gonna act first, but he does. That's definitely very risky, like very, very risky, because now I can drop a sniper shot or anything like that. I'm thinking of I'm definitely gonna go Afflicted here. Yeah, there's a lot of damage being applied on my characters from all the Hound series. I'm thinking that the Man at Arms is probably gonna guard, but even if he guards, I'm very likely to stun, so I probably don't have to go for a mark. So I'm gonna do this. 85% hit chance. I could have missed, by the way. I've seen those miss, believe it or not. I've seen those 85 to 90% hit chance sniper shots just miss and completely fail your match. So yeah, he's going for a guard. Or no, actually isn't. He's not even going for a guard. I was expecting that, but I guess not. And this is kind of just what's really broken about WD, is that despite me already having like a really good start to a match, like most of the time, 99% of the time you're gonna have a really good start to a match, even against stress teams with a lot of prot. Even despite that, you still have a virtue chance on your Crusader who can always go courageous. And you know what happens when you go courageous? You just don't lose the match, basically. You're gonna go for a stun right now. We do get the hit and the stun on the Houndmaster, so at the very least he won't have a chance to just go lick wounds, and I'm just gonna transform here and go for a rake. I don't think there's any point going for an immediate absolution, probably wouldn't do very much, so I'm just gonna go for the rake, potentially get the death blow. Sadly we don't, but oh well. I think a panic darts should actually be enough to kill me. Yeah, the reason I didn't go for the absolution is that, you know, the panic darts would kill me anyway, because I'm taking enough stress, I'd be taking enough damage, and yeah, I would just be dead regardless. So yeah, the Abomination is definitely dead. I can go for a death blow right now, but the question is, with whom do I want to go for a death blow? Probably the Arbalist, right? Yeah, probably the Arbalist. We're gonna go for it. So 85, 85, we take those. That's the Houndmaster gone, and now we have a 2-character advantage. You know, basically only a 1-character advantage against a Man at Arms that's getting really low on HP, and against the Grave Robber that has 60 dodge and doesn't have a caltrops on her. But even then, I'm probably still gonna hit the come hitter, and not always gonna be great. So I have minus 40% damage on my characters right now, which isn't great, but I get to still go for a stun, and now I'm actually just gonna drop a finish him on the MAA, and I think this match should be put on lock here, honestly. So yeah, I'm definitely a decent team up. My opponent had a decent amount of dodge. I feel like a monkey spawn on this Master could have made this really difficult for me, and you know, like a Crusader instead of a Hellion would have made this pretty darn difficult and a really close matchup, because, you know, WD struggles against spell debuffs and struggles against a lot of dodge. And that's what this team could have, but it was missing it just a little bit. It was missing some of it. So I do go Afflicted right now. I go Masochistic, which means I really don't want to drop to this door with the Bounty Hunter. I really don't want to drop to this door right now. So the Man at Arms is going to drop to 0 because of the caltrops, and then we're just going to go for a finish him. And after that, I guess we could go for a heal at Rally to the Flame or something like that. I don't think there's any world where finish him does 0 damage right now. I'd have to be like Fearful, and there would have to be like 80 prot. So I get to just do this, and yeah. And now it's a 1v3 with that Grave Robber, so can she win? Well, technically, yes, she can win, but oh no, she can't. She doesn't even have Pick to the Face. All I have to do is clear the corpses and she loses. Yeah, she doesn't have Pick to the Face. So this is kind of the problem with Grave Robbers. If you're the last one alive, unlike an Antiquarian, you can't keep spamming your stress ability, because eventually the corpses are going to go away. I'm pretty sure the Hellion died round 2, so that corpse is going to go away soon. and all I have to do is pretty much just deal with the other corpses here. So I'm gonna deal with the Man-at-Arms corpse. I'm getting low rolls. I'm getting really low rolls on the smite, because we should be able to just take the match right there, right then and there, but we probably won't because I'm just not killing the corpses fast enough. I actually do really small amount of damage with the Arbalist. I'm surprised. And now I'm gonna go for finish him here. Oh, now we get the crit, okay. And she's gonna go to position 2 where she can still use the panic darts. I'm not sure if it does enough stress. I mean, there is a rotting trophy, so plus 15%, I guess she does like 35 stress. And plus the 33, well, if she gets the death flow, then yeah, it's definitely enough. I can't remember when the doggy died, not gonna lie, really can't remember when he died, but, you know, just do this, and I'll drop a bola, and there's literally nothing Grave Robber can do. Even if she had pick to the face, this would still be the best play, because nothing is gonna guarantee me that I hit her even once, so just clearing all the corpses and making sure she only has pick to the face, which is a very subpar ability, just means that you win every time. And, you know, you really can't win with just pick to the face against a Crusader and any other character, because, you know, he's going to keep spamming Rally to the Flame, not to mention that I could still go Courageous, which is brutal. So we're going to drop a Flare. Of course you dodge a Flare, I don't know how that happens. We shall never know how you can possibly dodge a Flare, but... oh well, should I have gone for the heal first and then for the Flare? Well, maybe. It would have given me plus 12 accuracy, so that would have been helpful. That means that... oh, really? She's gonna Shadow Fade again. Oh, yeah, that's right. She doesn't have pick to the face. I forgot. Yeah, she doesn't have pick to the face, and that's just gonna be a surrender. Kind of breaking up the stalemate, because there would just be no way that the Grave Robber could actually win. So that's 2 Ws, and let's move on to the next one. Alright, and we actually run into the same player again, and let's see, have they learned from their mistakes? I see a pick to the face, and I still see a launch, so there's actually no Shadow Fade for this Grave Robber. But there is a pick to the face now, so if she's the last character alive, she can still be helpful. So good to see that my opponent is learning to bring the pick to the face. I definitely love to see that, and let's see if they play this matchup any differently. So I'm still going to go for the slam. 81% hit chance, you know, you can miss those, but oh well. Kind of just have to go for those chancey shots when you're playing this team. So yeah, we push the Hellion onto the back. Hopefully she doesn't get a crit breakthrough like she did last time. That was definitely pretty annoying. And the thing is, my opponent could have gone Shadow Fade last time. Now they don't have Shadow Fade, so they definitely can't do it this time. There's just going to be an immediate breakthrough again. Are we going to see an absolute repeat of the last match? Well, there's a crit too, on the most important character as well, so there's that. What did I go for at this point? I think I went for Caltrops, right? I'm going to do something a little different. I think that my plan is actually going to be to pull the Houndmaster this time and actually just go for a shot on him, because he just does way too much damage. You know, I like going Caltrops, but when there's still 4 characters, maybe it isn't the best play. Just shooting the doggy might be better, because if he did have Monkey's Paw, this could be very dangerous. But since he doesn't, well, it's not the end of the world. So my opponent's going to go for a Bolster. We're just going to reply with a stun on the highest chance, and, you know, Man-at-Arms, very tricky to deal with that Bellow, so very good to get him out of here. And once again, pulling the doggy actually makes it so the Hellion is once again out of position, so that's pretty nice. The doggy, oh, he's thinking of, oh, he actually moves back. That's an interesting play. That's not a bad play by any means. This is probably a Death's Door. I mean, not probably, but yeah, it is still Death's Door. So I roll for his entire health bar, despite not getting a crit. I mean, just Arbal's things, right? Stabilizing Tiller, that's plus 30% damage. 30% damage, 12 accuracy, 5 crit. My opponent is actually focusing down the Arbalist first now. I think your best choice is either the Arbalist or the Bounty Hunter. Going for the A-Bomb is also a play because he's a little bit less chunky of a character. So I can definitely understand the reasoning behind people that do that. Either I go for a Come Hither right now, or I go for Caltrops. Caltrops is really greedy. Come Hither is way less. Because with Come Hither, that means that even after there's a Lick Wounds, I can still get the Death Blow this round, and that's just going to be a surrender. So round number 3 goes for us. Alright, and here we go, on to a match number 4. So I waited a little bit before I actually queued in, just so we wouldn't run into Baka again. Wouldn't want to, you know, kind of abuse the low tier player with WD like 3 times in a row. That's just kind of what happens when you play ladder. Sometimes you're gonna run into beginner players and you're going to feel bad for running these kinds of teams, and other times you're going to run into pros and you're going to feel happy that you brought these kinds of teams. Or you're like me and you just take it easy with the teams and all the meta, and then you run against people playing the Halo comp. So that has definitely happened to me before. So we get to go second against what looks like a discount Halo comp, played by Razakan of Thornwood. So that looks like a fantasy name that I am unfamiliar with. And there's going to be a pull on the Arbalist. The pull does succeed, which means that, you know, it was a 70% chance. And the enemy Arbalist is probably going to put in some pain right now, and that's obviously not great. I'm going to go for a pull myself, even though there's a snuff. The pull chance is still 45%, and with the crit it makes it 65. So that just puts the Arbalist in a place where she really doesn't want to be. And right now if she goes Bola, what's going to happen is I can most likely, maybe not most likely, but I could potentially actually move back from that. That was a really powerful Dirk Stab. That crit me for like 14 and also applied 6 extra blight. That's actually insane. That is absolutely insane. Well, there's a couple of things I can do right now. I'm actually going to go for a little bit of a weird one. I'm going to slam this Crusader, which makes it so my Arbalist is actually going to have a chance of shooting the enemy Arbalist, because if you want to go Bowler right now, unless you want to move back twice, which is definitely still a play, if you want to go Bowler right now, you might knock me back. It's a 35% chance. And if that happens, I win the match. Or that happens, and that's not as great, but I'll just move back twice here. So what could happen right now is that there's another Bola. There definitely has to be another Bola. Like, the only play you have right now is either a risky finale, or you go for another Bola just to get rid of the mark and, you know, all that. Or you could go Holy Lance on the Arbalist too. That's probably going to put in some pain. Yeah, that's a 16, that's definitely enough. And that means that my Arbalist is in a rough spot right now. Okay, well, I have to go for a heal, but there's going to be a finale, sadly. Crit heal. That's a mid-roll. Ah, that's not what we wanted. There's gonna be a finale right now. If Razakan knows his game, there's definitely gonna be a finale. So yeah, this is really not a good start for us, and it actually rolled for 8. So if you had actually healed for on the 7 to 9, if you had actually healed for, you know, just a little bit more, we would have actually survived that. And not having survived that, this isn't looking too great. You know, it's not the end of the world, because, I mean, they're down a finale, and the Arbalist is still in a rough spot, but yeah, this isn't looking too good at all. I'm definitely gonna have to move forward with my Bounty Hunter now. There's gonna be a Caltrips, so yeah, I mean, you just go for a Caltrips, because why not? I could go for a Caltrips too, but I kind of feel like maybe I won't have the time to do it. It's kind of what I'm feeling right now. I think I'm gonna go for a Rage first. I think a Rage here is an idea. Either that, or we slam the Crusader, or we Rage the Crusader. I'm actually going to slam the Crusader, just so we keep the Arbalist in a place where she doesn't want to be, and also so we do a lot of damage to him, because if we kill this Crusader, we definitely still have a chance. If you're up a Crusader, you are always having a good time, essentially. So there's going to be... Oh, come on. That's so annoying. The Arbalist corpse, seriously. Okay, I'm gonna drop a Caltrips right now because I have to. I can't really move forward. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh my god. Well, that's just how the Butcher Circus is built, right? Yeah, we just have to deal with it. So I think if you click the Bounty Hunter right now, it's because you're thinking of going for Finish him. It's very unlikely to do enough damage. You have to get a crit out of it. It does 7 to 14, and let's see. Oh, almost enough. Almost enough. Well, it's enough to make me drop, but I was probably going to go Absolution anyway, so it's not the end of the world. I'm going to go for a Holy Lance right now, and we're going to see where that takes us. So that's a Crusader down at 0 HP, which is nice. And what I have to hope for right now is that there's probably going to be a Bowler, right? But after that, I can just move forward, and I go first next round, which means I can just drop a Finish him. So yeah, that's most likely what we're going to do. So there's going to be a Bowler first, and a double knockback. Knockback against the Abomination, by the way, with the 65 move rest. Why didn't you get the knockback on the Arbalist, huh? I would have actually liked that, but oh well. Can't have everything you want, right? We're gonna de-transform here and go for a heal. I mean, of course. That's the only real play we can do right now. We can also, yeah, I don't know. I'm not risking a 35% death, but I'm just gonna go for a heal. If you get a crit out of this heal, you pretty much just take the match on the spot, because then you're up a Crusader, and you're up an Abomination with essentially the full health bar, so that would have been lovely, but yeah, that's not what's gonna happen. So right now, I get to move forward. And when did she die? She died round 2, right? Yeah, she died round 2. So her corpse is going to be gone by round 7. That's definitely going to be good for us when her corpse is gone. Please don't crit. Okay, that's not a crit. Does he get the blight? He did get the blight. Come on. I have 60 blight res, and you still get the blight out of that. Yeah, I mean, it's a 60% chance. What can you do? We're going to go for the finish him right now. There is going to be a harvest. The Chester does have harvest, so I'm going to have to say I'm in a really rough spot still. So I mean, my opponent is down a Crusader, but they still have an Arbalest, which is totally chilling here. But what do you do with this Arbalest? What do you want to do? Whatever happens, I'm probably going to be going for a Holy Lance right now. Oh, sniper shot on the Bounty Hunter. I'm not sure if that's the best play, technically. I'm not too sure. And I'm not too sure what my best play is either. Well, what is my best play? Well, they're going to be going with the Bounty Hunter action next, which means a heal here wouldn't be too bad. I have to kill something, right? That's the idea, is that I have to kill something. I could go for the Jester, and then the Arbalest is kind of the last one alive. Yeah, let's go for the Jester. So we roll for a 20, which is a max roll, so that's really nice. And his next actions won't be all that... I mean, his next actions will bring him down to this door after 3, so that's pretty good. He's already going down to this door. I'm not sure what you want to do with this Bounty Hunter. I mean, you definitely go for finish him on the Crusader. Does 11, which I think is almost a max roll, if not a max roll, because I do have prot on that. And right now, I could go for a stun first. And it's a 91% hit chance. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for the stun, which is going to make it so the Jester actually drops to this door. So once again, you do 4 damage with the Manacles, but you actually do 6 because of the bleed. And now, the corpse isn't gone yet, but I can go for a self-heal with this Abomination and be kind of chill here, right? Kind of chill. Of course, I'm in a rough spot because I only have 1 more healer, and the Bounty Hunter, of course, has a finish him and the finisher, so that's pretty rough. And mine doesn't, I still have to wait 2 rounds. So it's going to be a battlefield manage right now. I can drop another Holy Lance, but I think that's a little bit risky. As of right now, oh, if I had finished him already, it's just this stupid Arbalest being here, that goddamn ball has screwed me over so bad. Now I can go Holy Lance right now, and if I go Holy Lance, I get finished, and who goes first next round? I do. Well, I have to go for it. I have to go for it, as weird as it looks. I have to go for this. So we drop a Holy Lance, and after this we're gonna have a 50% chance of getting the death blow. If you get it, great. If we don't, then yeah, it's gonna be rough. Also, if we do get the death blow, it's also going to be bad for us, believe it or not, because then the Bounty Hunter is just going to kill whatever character he wants, which is most likely the Crusader. Please don't do 6. I mean, yeah, he definitely does 6. What am I thinking? He most likely does 6. I think that not getting the death blow could actually be a blessing in disguise here, but yeah, we do get the death blow, which means that the Bounty Hunter can actually... Yeah, it means that the Jester action is gone, and the Bounty Hunter can actually act now. So it's going to be a 2v2, but what is he doing? What is he doing? He's gonna go sniper shot on the BH. Well, gets a crit out of it, but that's just an absolute throw. What did he just do? Did he not see that he had a death blow right here on the Crusader? Well, I guess he didn't, and now you're gonna pay for it, because I still have a healer here, right? The Arbalest corpse is gonna go away soon. I get a crit heal out of that, so that's pretty good. And I do somewhat have a stunner in the form of this Abomination. Also, I should really be keeping track of corpse rounds. So it was round 5 for the Jester, and the Crusader was like round 3 or 4. I can't really tell. I think it was 3. Yeah, I'm gonna say that Crusader was round 3. Actually goes for a finish on the A-bomb of all characters. And yeah, so that was round 4, that was round 3. Means it's still gonna be a while until they're gone, which isn't great. It's definitely not great. And I cannot go for a heal anymore. Sadly, I cannot go for a heal. I could go for a transform slam on the Bounty Hunter. That might be a play, actually. Yeah, going for a transform slam on this Bounty Hunter. Or going for a stun is also a play. You know what, let's go for a stun. It's a 70% chance of getting it. We do get it, thankfully. That is so clutch. Now we actually get the stun. It's really, really helpful right now. And I'm gonna go for a pull. It's a 45% chance, but it's a little bit of damage. If it had worked, it would have been good. And but since it didn't, well, my plan was that the only play you would have would be Bola, and I mean Bola would be pretty strong here, but I could just heal after that. So it's actually going to be a battlefield bandage of all plays. I am really confused. I don't think that's what I would go for personally. But right now I can take advantage of that stun and I can go for a finish him. I could have gone Smite Rage, but I don't think I would do enough damage. And oh, WD, what are you doing to me? So yeah, I could have shaved half his health bar right there, but instead of that, I missed. I whiffed. Yeah, that's just kind of what can happen when you're playing a team like this. Things can go well or things can go really not well. That corpse is probably going to clear next round, so there's really no point going for the slam. I'll just go for a rage instead. So we're going to transform here, and let's see, do we miss the rage too? That would be quite funny, wouldn't it? We don't miss the rage, but we get pretty much a... We had a very much a low roll, so it wasn't all that good anyway. Yeah, this bounty hunter should be at least at death's door right now. At least at death's door. Oh, it's gonna be a sniper shot on my bounty hunter. I mean, I definitely have to say there's probably some lack of experience to Razakan here, because with the early start that he had, he definitely should be winning this match, but oh well. Our bounty hunter's at death's door. We can't really go for a stun. We can go for a slam, but it could fail, and there could also be a finish him, so I think our only reasonable play here is to go for a heal, and after that we're just gonna kill the BH and just take it from there. So yeah, I'm hoping that Rage does 16 damage this time. We got a low roll last time, which means that we might not get the kill. We might not get the kill, but if we do drop him down to 0, then we just get to drop and finish him and we'll be okay. So this time decides to go for the Crusader, doesn't do quite enough damage. I mean, just this, like all these characters, one of them should be dead at the very least. And with that you would have had a really good chance of taking the W, but that's just gonna be me stealing the match away from you despite a very rough start at round 1. Because we just get a confirmed kill right now, and I still have a Crusader and you don't, you have an Arbalist, and that's just gonna be essentially GG. So the corpse goes away, that corpse should go away next round too, and that's gonna be a surrender and win number 4 for us, I believe. And it looks like we're actually gonna have a rematch, and we do get to go first this time. I don't remember if I went first last time. I don't think I did actually. I think the first action was a stunning blow on my Crusader with that extra accuracy from the Eagle Eye Talisman. I think that's what happened. So right now we can go for whatever we want. Yeah, the Crusader was definitely stunned, that wasn't too good. I can go for a slam on the Crusader, but considering there's an Eagle Eye Talisman, I'm really not looking forward to the Holy Lance critting me. So I'm just gonna drop a slam on the BH and put him in a position where he doesn't want to be. So in position 4, that means that the only way you get him out of there is either through a Finale or through a Bola, and the Bola isn't that great, Finale is. It's gonna be a stunning blow for 8. I don't have to clear it immediately, because there isn't even a finish him to pressure me all that much, so I am not overly concerned about this. I will instead go for a Mark for Death, most likely on that Arbalist, right? Arbalist. We're gonna go for her and we're gonna see how this goes. So if she wants to, you know, this is just a little bit of a rough spot, because right now if you go for a come hither, I can just flare both the stun and oh yeah, Mark for Death here. So now I'm given a choice. Do I want to flare the stun and the Mark, or do I want to go for a sniper shot and potentially get a death blow out of it? I think I'm actually going to flare, because that's 2 actions for 1, and after that I can go for a stun on the enemy Crusader, which, albeit isn't a confirmed chance, it's an 80% to hit, but I am hoping that it will work. I'm also hoping that the Arbalist doesn't get a crit out of her sniper shot, which would be, you know, pretty unfortunate. And there's going to be a Harvest, only hits 1 character, you know, 85 accuracy base, and not using Battle Ballad, and doesn't get the bleed either, so isn't that great? We're gonna go for the 80, yeah, of course. Oh, I hate this. I hate this so bloody much. I missed the 80. Yeah, it's just really ain't much I can do. Actually flares the Mark on her, so quite the interesting play. Not a bad play at all to flare that Mark away, and I'm gonna go for the stun right now. I min-roll it. Oh, Crusader, you're really not having a good time right now, are you? I can be looking at to finish him right now on the Crusader if you want to go for a harvest. That's a double miss, which is really handy for me. Also really lucky. But it's really handy because that means that you don't even buff up your finale damage, so I am a happy person right now. I'm gonna go for a finish him since you give me the chance of doing it. So 10 to 20, we get a crit for 26. Just bounty hunter things, right? And now after a rage, your Crusader should actually be at death's door. And Crusader at death's door this early, when all the other characters are still alive, and me being up a Crusader is really, really handy. It's gonna be a sniper shot, get some max roll out of it, but that is still not a kill. It's still pretty far from it. There's Finale Plus right there. I think my Bounty Hunter die would be terrible. Who gets to go first next round? I do, actually, so at the very least I can go for a finish him. So 11 to 20, we roll for enough, which means that the Crusader should very likely be dead, and I think that with my Arbalist, I might actually be looking at a heal on the Bounty Hunter here, believe it or not, because he's my only finisher character, right? Razikan actually has two finisher characters. He has the Jester on top. There's a Crushed Hemlock, which makes it less of a finisher character, but oh well. Decides to go for a pull, doesn't get it on the Bounty Hunter, surprisingly, but does do a little bit extra damage. I could go for a heal. There's 9 to 16 damage, which means that Finale is definitely a death blow, or I could go for a sniper shot here. I think I'm gonna go for a heal, just to prevent the Finale from being a kill. I think that's worth it. I mean, the sniper shot's still gonna bring me down to 0, but at least after sniper shot I can react some other way, and there just won't be an immediate Finale kill, so I'll be pretty happy. So we take the Crusader out. Going first, round 1, definitely very helpful, so you can see like a lot of difference compared to which team went first. Now there's definitely going to be a sniper shot, and it's going to be my entire health bar, and I'm up a character already, right? I could go for a heal right here, and then eat a Finale. I don't want to eat a Finale right now. I really don't want to eat a Finale. I could risk a 50-50. I think that might be my only chance, but even then the Jester is still likely going to get a Finale. Well, you know what, if you want to drop the Finale, I still have two very tanky characters in the front line, and if you do that, the Arbalist goes to position too. I honestly think that even without the extra death bow chance, I might be okay here, so yeah, that's definitely going to be a Finale. Maybe a Harvest? Nah, it's a Finale, yeah, there he goes. Gets a crit out of it, which might actually be good for me, because now I'll have Bola. And the Bounty Hunter is now in a position where he doesn't want to be, but we are going to go for some damages, so we can go for a Rage right now. I think killing the Bounty Hunter would be the best play. Of course, we missed the 86. Just rage things, right? Just WD things. It's not even rage, it's just WD things. Of course we missed the 86. You go for a Caltrops right now, that's not the play. You can't really slow down to the point of a Caltrops at this point in the match, because the Bounty Hunter should be at this store right now, and I don't have a Bounty Hunter myself anymore, which really sucks, but well, I'm gonna have to deal with it somehow, right? Gonna be a Bola that's gonna put your Bounty Hunter in a position to get stunned and in a position to get killed. So let's see what happens. Double crit Bola. Wow. Wow, that's just lovely, isn't it? Well, I think in response to that we're gonna go for our own Bola. Hopefully do 7 damage. 5 to 8. At least we get 2 knockbacks out of it, you know, at the very least. And that makes it so the Jester doesn't really want to disrupt the Bounty Hunter. Honestly, with the luck that's going on right now, I'm gonna keep track of that. It was round 3 that the Crusader died, right? I'm pretty sure it was round 3. Goes for a finish him, gets, you know, pretty much an average roll out of it, so can't complain all that much. I'm actually gonna de-transform and go for a stun on the Bounty Hunter, because it's gonna do just enough damage and also potentially get the stun. It's a 70, it could work, it could not work, you just have to go for it. We're gonna do it, we do get the stun thankfully, and now the Jester is gonna have to put Bounty Hunter out of position. And he's only gonna be back in position by round 8, but he's probably gonna be dead by then. So he's gonna be in the back, which means it's gonna be pretty difficult to take him out, but he's also not gonna have any sort of healing. Actually, a move forward all the way with this Jester. Well, I'm still gonna stun this Arbalist, it's a confirmed chance of getting that stun, so having these 2 frontline characters is really handy here. I would definitely prefer to have a Bounty Hunter rather than an Arbalist right now. Having Arbalist with finisher would also be great, but you know, we don't have that, sadly. I'm thinking of just going for the immediate sniper shot. Yeah, let's go for it. Maybe a misplay, because if we do get the death blow, that means that the Jester would be able to act immediately, and we kind of don't want that. We want to prevent him from acting with a stunning blow. So we're gonna go for it. 85% chance. Could work. Could not! Oh my god, what is this? What is going on right now? I've missed an 86 and an 85, yeah. That's not great. There's gonna be a Dirk Stab, gets a 7 out of it, and the blind, of course. That's 11 damage that could have been avoided, you know? 11 damage that could have been avoided. I can go for a Rage right now, or maybe even a Rake. Maybe even a Rake is the play. Let's see, how much damage does Rake do? Not much. Rage has a miss chance. 91%. We do get a decent roll out of it this time. That's the Arbalest down to almost death store, so that's not too bad. She's probably gonna go for a ball right now. Come on, give me another double crit. Yeah, do it, do it, do it. Let's see, she's gonna go for the ball. She gets another crit somehow. I mean, let's keep in mind she doesn't even have Piercing Quarrel. She doesn't even have the plus 7% crit for ranged skills that my Arbalest has. Like, it's just ridiculous how much she's actually doing right now. I'm gonna drop a sniper shot here. It's a 40. We don't take it. You know, this is just what happens when you're down the bounty hunter. You have to get lucky with the death blows. It could work, it could not work. That's how it is every single time. Corpse will be gone by round 8, which is both good and bad, because bounty hunter will be in the position where he wants to be. But he'll also be in a position where he can get hit by all the other characters. So again, good and bad. I could go for another Rage on the Arbalest just to drop her to Death Store, or I could de-transform Stun the Jester, which I think might be the best play right now. Yeah, I'm gonna de-transform Stun the Jester. I'm gonna daze myself with this, but let's remove his action, do some very solid damage, and yeah, I'm okay. I'm definitely gonna go for a heal right now. I could go for a death blow too. It's a chance of getting the death blow, right? It's definitely a chance. Do we go for it? No, it's my only chance of getting it. 70-55, we go for it, we don't take it, so that's a 25 of 40 and the 55 all failed. But the corpse isn't gone yet. You know, the corpse isn't gone yet, so there isn't a finisher in play right now. There is a Dirk Stab in play, that's a 35, but there's actually gonna be a move back of all things, which means that we are definitely gonna go for a heal right now. But I'm gonna have to say my Crusader is probably gonna die this round, because we have just completely failed at killing this BH. It's been 3 attempts, all of them more likely than the previous, but yeah, there's gonna be a bowler right now that's gonna do barely enough damage, but that's gonna put Bounty Hunter in a position to get deathblowed, so it's gonna be a 70, and we do actually finally take that 70. So the Jester is going to go Afflicted from that, goes Fearful, which gives him dodge, but it also gives him less damage, so that's not too bad. And now I can stun the Arbalest with an 80% chance, and I'm going to have to say this is probably going to be GG right now, because that Bounty Hunter dead, there's no longer any confirmed death blows from Razikan's side either, and I have a character advantage. Of course, there could be a Dirk Stab right now for a 35% death blow. I would be very unhappy to see that getting an immediate death blow. I'm going to have to say very unhappy. And thankfully it doesn't happen. Very, very thankfully. I can't slam anymore, sadly. All I have right now is bolas. But yeah, I could go for a Bespile actually. Believe it or not, maybe a Bespile would be the play here, just to do damage to both. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go for a Bespile, because I'm very likely to get the Blight on the Arbalest at least, and she's gonna go to their store and actually afflict, so... This Bounty Hunter, I mean, this Abomination is doing some very decent amount of stress too, with both transformations and the Bespile, right? It's kind of like the cherry on top of bringing Abomination to a damage team, is that you do get some stress out of it too. So that's going to be a W for us, and hopefully we get to play against someone else next time. Alright, and here we go on to the next match. I'm not sure if I actually counted the W. I think I did. We're at 5 wins right now. And it looks like we're playing against Razikan once again, so... Even though I waited a little bit for it to not happen, we are playing against the same player once more, so they did some adjustments. There's no longer a Monkey Spawn on this Jester, there's a Finisher instead, and there's no longer a Snuff on this Arbalest, there's a Medic's Full Plate instead, so definitely some interesting adjustments to do. That's going to make it so the Jester doesn't dodge even near as much, that's going to make it so he misses out on some accuracy early on. but that also is gonna mean that he actually gets some decent death blows with very decent death blows with the Dirk Stab. And for the Arbos, it means that she's much more likely to get pulled and stunned if she's one of the last characters alive. And that also means, that she's a little bit tankier unless the Arbos is firing at her. And that means that her heals are definitely considerably better. So we're gonna get stunned right now. I think we're just gonna do a repeat of last match. And we're gonna go for a mark for death here on that Arbalist, and right now he's definitely not gonna go for a repeat of last match, right? He's probably gonna go for a come hitter. I'm gonna have to say, yeah, that's a much better play. If it fails, it's still totally okay for me. But it sadly does not fail. Well, I'm definitely gonna flare here, because that's gonna clear the mark and the stun. And I'm gonna drop a Holy Lance next round, this round, into the Arbalist, so it's gonna do a lot less damage. I could actually drop it into the Bounty Hunter, because he's actually not in that good of a position in terms of HP. And even though I have less 5 hit chance, I won't have to deal with 20 prod. So it's gonna be a sniper shot on my Bounty Hunter. Wow, max roll out of it again. My guy, he likes those max rolls. Well, 65 hit chance. Thankfully we do hit, and god damn, I'm at 17 HP already. That is so annoying to deal with. When this Arbos just rolls for 21 without a mark, like that's more than half my HP. Only with 1 damage trinket too, like that's just broken, that's absolutely broken. But yeah, we all know Arbos is broken, right? It's gonna be a Harvest, gets a crit out of it this time, but somehow doesn't get a single bleed. So we can go for a sniper shot on the Arbalist or on the Bounty Hunter. I think we're gonna go for the Arbalist because oh, okay. We're gonna go for the Arbalist because we're gonna take advantage of the extra damage and, you know, just reduce their health bars by a lot. But somehow, we only do 1 more point of damage to the Arbalist, despite having 2 damage trinkets, despite having the mark, than the enemy Arbalist actually did to my Bounty Hunter. So don't ask me how that works, because I wouldn't be able to tell you. And yeah, no, oh my god, I have no idea how I managed to click that out in time. Yeah, I almost clicked the Crusader to pass, but I do not want to pass right now. That's not what I'm looking at. Right now I'm looking at a Rage, so 10 to 18, give me a crit. Yeah, no crit, sadly. Not quite enough damage, means Yarble's still gonna get her action. She should really be at this store right now. Like, really, really be at this store. What's gonna happen is she's gonna drop... No, she's actually gonna heal. I think that's a bad play. I think what you could have done is just Sniper Shot, Bounty Hunter, Finale, and just take the match, really. But instead you went for a little bit of a weird play, I'm gonna have to say. I'm actually gonna drop a Caltrops, which is also a weird play, but... It's... Oh, Crusader, you resisted. Oh, that's so annoying. No, 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 that's so bad. I'm losing this one. I am losing this one with every fiber of my being. That is horrible. Please don't pull again. Come on, 70. Okay, that's handy. That's definitely handy. We're gonna drop a Sniper Shot on the Arbos by our next round. She's probably gonna heal, but she heals for like maximum of well, 7 to 9, maximum of like 10 to 12. If she gets a crit, it's gonna be a lot more difficult to deal with. But yeah, we're definitely gonna shoot her, and we're gonna see how we go from there. It would be really nice if she wouldn't act. Fails both bleeds again. I mean, failing the bleed on the Crusader is expectable, but failing it on the Arbos too is just good for us. I'm also thinking of actually just going for a stun immediately. If we Sniper Shot... well, it would appear that the Buffoon is flummoxed, so we're gonna Sniper Shot here. There's the crit! Very unnecessary, but you know, we don't mind getting crits, right? Could be helpful for the next few rounds, probably not, but we'll see. So she's definitely gonna click right now, she's gonna heal and she's gonna clear the debuff because of the amount of turns that she's actually had. Please don't heal for a lot, so heals for 10, which is pretty much minimum. And now we can go for a stun on the Crusader just to lock him down. And after that we're gonna go for a Rage on the Arbalist, and we're gonna have a 50-50 of getting a death blow. Either that, or we move forward, and since we went first round 1, we just get the death blow, unless the Bounty Hunter moves forward, in which case it won't be as good for us. It's gonna be a Dirk Stab, that's 6, yeah, there's gonna be a Finale on my Crusader, so that's not too good for us, but it's still not the end of the world, so we definitely go for a Rage right now. 91 hit chance, we missed those last match, but we don't miss those this time. So the Arbalist is gonna be at this door. I could go for a come hitter right now, it would be a 50-50 of getting a death blow, or I could move forward and then get a finish him. So there's going to be a caltrips here, which means I'm definitely going to move forward and go for a finish him instead. I mean, just, if you have 100%, why don't you take it, right? So we move forward here, the Crusader is going to pass. If you want to kill my own Crusader, you're definitely going to have to do it through a finale. And the enemy Bounty Hunter is also really low on HP, and my Abomination is still doing a-okay right now. So we take that death blow. Bounty Hunter is in a place where he doesn't want to be. He's going to be dropping in 2 rounds, and my BH is still alive. Maybe not for long, there might be a finale here actually. Let's see. What do you want to do with this Jester? Do you want to drop a finale on my BH? You definitely have the damage for it. You're doing 14 to 25. Goes for the Crusader instead. Takes him out of the match. And that's going to put me in a little bit of a predicament here. Actually, not really. I get to go for a sniper shot and now the Bounty Hunter is dead. Definitely not a predicament for me because right now, unless you go for a pull, that's like going for a pull right now is the only way you can save this PH. Because if you go for a heal, I'm just gonna stun, and then he's back to death's door. And yeah, he's back to death's door and stunned. So going for the heal right now, definitely the worst possible play you could have done. I think that's definitely the worst possible play you could have done. I get to just de-transform here and very likely get a stun out of it. So 70, we do take it. Bounty Hunter is going to pass his turn, and then we get to go for a death blow here, and we're going to have a character advantage, but there's a Crusader with full HP, so it's not the greatest character advantage we've had in our lives. Because Crusader 1v1s the Abomination pretty well. Pretty well, because, you know, Crusader has a lot more HP, he's a lot tankier than what the Abomination actually is. You know, despite being a frontliner, without any defensive trinkets, the Abomination is surprisingly susceptible to damage. So that's going to be 3 wins for this matchup. You know, well, just not having the most correct trinkets just made it not be that great. And I think going first just helps a ton, because not having the correct trinkets actually didn't do all that much, because I only got a crit like very late into the match with the Arbalist, and the enemy Arbalist still did 21 damage without a mark. So I mean, who cares? So yeah, let's just take it from there. Alright, and here we go, on to another match. This time we're playing against Bucket 4 times, so that's a very interesting name, I'm gonna have to say. And a very interesting team to go along with it, so it looks like kind of a Mark team here, but with a Vessel in the back for those big heals, so yeah, interesting stuff. I like what I'm seeing right now. I do like what I'm seeing. It looks very, very interesting of a team, so it's gonna be a Vulnerability Hex on my Crusader. Sadly for my opponent, Vulnerability Hex does not actually remove Prot, so the Crusader only loses his dodge as of right now. And I'm mostly scared of the Bounty Hunter's Collect Bounty. I'm not that scared of Throne Dagger. It can definitely do some damage, but I am not as scared of Throne Dagger as I am of the Collect Bounty, because Collect Bounty is pretty much double damage. And with 2 trinkets, it can hurt. It can crit for 40, believe it or not. While Throne Dagger, it can still do a lot of damage, but it's not going to crit for 40, it's going to do like 14. So that's basically Arbalist damage without a mark. It's really not that big. So we didn't go first round 1, which is definitely not great, but we're going to do some very serious damage to this Bounty Hunter. And after that, there's most likely going to be a Rage. So I'm thinking a preemptive heal right now. Yeah, preemptive heal for your entire health bar. But not the end of the world, because now we're going to transform. We're going to go for a Slam. Put that Occultist in a position where he doesn't mind being in, but maybe he doesn't want to be. We failed the Slam. Oh my god. We failed the 85% move chance, and now we just have to kind of do something else with the Arbalist, I guess. I could Flare, or I could change up the pressure to the Occultist and just get a one-shot. Oh, Butcher Circus, why are you like this? Yeah, it's just me trying to kill this Bounty Hunter. Doesn't really matter when, you know, I can just one-shot the Occultist, just Arbalist things, right? These 3 monkeys trying to do damage to the Bounty Hunter, completely failing, and the Arbalist just comes in and says, "Oh, I don't need mark, I don't need any setup, I'll just one-shot anyway." Yeah, there she goes. And definitely a misplay not to heal the Occultist one way or another. Like, you have Divine Grace to heal for a crit 30. You have Weird Reconstruction, you know, the Salt Machine heal for however much you want. And now you're down a character. And not only are you down the character, you're down the character against the WD, and you're not even playing stress, you're playing damage, which means that you can't win anymore. Sadly to say, because I did think that this team was actually looking pretty interesting. But yeah, that misplay right there just makes it so you pretty much cannot win. The Vestal does not have bonk or anything, so if you're the last character alive, you won't even, wow, you won't even get the chance to do anything, and that Dazzling Light actually fails a 95% chance, which is very interesting. We're gonna go for this stun. We only do 6 damage now because of the Death Star recovery, but it doesn't really matter all that much. We're gonna go for a Rage, or are we gonna go for some? Well, Rage is probably a Death Star. Well, probably not confirmed, but it's gonna be almost a Death Star for the BH, and you could go for a heal right now. It's gonna heal a lot because of the crit. It's definitely gonna heal a lot. It's gonna be Flashing Daggers, probably does 9 damage. Flashing Daggers is a really solid ability. As long as there isn't prot and damage debuffs, like, Flashing Daggers is solid. It is really solid. It removes bleed resistance like crazy. It makes a Crusader not have as much bleed resistance as you'd normally expect him to have. And it does a lot of damage for an ability that hits 2 characters. It only has a minus 20 damage mod, and it hits 2 characters. It's pretty brutal. Well, but this Bounty Hunter should be dead now. We're gonna go for a Slam. After that, there's gonna be a Sniper Shot, and then there's gonna be a Finish him. It's just gonna be a matter of time until we wrap things up against Bucket. So, sadly, as much as, oh my god, as much as you want this to be good for you, this is not gonna end. This is not gonna end up being that good of a situation. So somehow my Arbalest does 11 on 11 to 20 and 26% crit chance, which just means that the Bounty Hunter is alive for a little bit longer. It's not gonna make a difference. If you go for Flashing Daggers right now, I heal again. I have 2 healing characters with this Crusader. You know, 2 healing characters at the very least. Gets a crit out of it for 17. Yeah, that's good. You know, Flashing Daggers is good. It's definitely a good thing to bring. And also bringing Panic Darts with it in case you run against something with heavy prot and you're getting battle debuffed. So yeah, I definitely give this more a try. This is kind of a J-Man ability. He's the one that's always using it. It's going to be a Collect Bounty right now. Gets a crit for 20 despite being at Death Star. Yeah, I mean, there's 2 damage trinkets and there's no prot on my side, so it does somewhat make sense. But that's going to be a Death Blow on the BH. There's probably going to be a D-Transform Stun on the Grave Robber, and then there's just going to be a Sniper Shot for the rest of her health bar. And the Vestal might still be alive. She might still have Dazzling Light and the heals, but she's not gonna have that for too much longer. It's gonna be a stun. I could flare it. I could flare it in Manacles here. You know what? I'm not gonna flare it in Manacles because I can just Sniper Shot and do her health bar instead, rather than just stunning her. I think that would be better and a little bit faster too. She doesn't even have Shadow Fade, so I don't really have to worry about it too much. I think it's just the faster way of taking the W. It's gonna be another Flashing Daggers here. Gets another crit out of it too, another crit for 17. And yeah, my characters are down at Death Star, but saving this Grave Robber, I'm gonna have to say that's probably not what's gonna happen here. I definitely want to save the Bounty Hunter, because if I don't, this match is gonna take a lot longer, because I just won't have the confirmed death blows. I mean, if my opponent would go for a stun on the Bounty Hunter, just get a 25% death blow, yeah, it would be really annoying. It goes for a Judgment on the Crusader instead. Oh, this match is over. I mean, very experienced players will know when a match is over and just surrender at that point. Players that are still starting will think, no, I still have a chance. You really don't, not against WD. It's just one of the most oppressive teams you can play against. Because if you're playing with WD and you just get an early character advantage, like, you just know you're gonna win the match. Like, no matter how many of these 86s and the weird hit chances that you actually miss or something, you already know that you're gonna take the W. So we get a Sniper Shot crit over there. And the Vestal is almost down at this store, so all you have to do is go for a pull, a stun, and she will be out of this match, essentially. Goes for a Judgment, gives her a little bit of health back, but that's really not going to save you. You get to just drop a Sniper Shot here, just enough to drop her down to 0, actually. Yeah, the Judgment heals her for quite a little bit with the Silver Syringe. That's definitely something to keep in mind. If she has plus healing skills, the Silver Syringe is definitely going to make that Judgment heal for a little bit more, but when you're playing a Vestal, I mean, some people trash talk the Vestal as like one of the 4 worst characters. I really don't think she is. When you have double stuns with her and you have heals, she can make a team as powerful as a WD. It's called Silex Special. It is as powerful as a WD, if not more, because the stuns are much more reliable. Of course, you don't have the Abomination for Slam and all that nasty stuff, but You have a Vessel, which is also really good. I definitely don't think she's one of the 4 worst characters, and you also have big heals out of it too. It's just, it can be even more nasty than WD. Yeah, it can be even more nasty to play against it, so it's gonna be another W, and I think we're gonna go for the final match. Alright, and here we go, for most likely the final match. And it looks like, speaking of the devil, we do have a Vestal here with the stun, and I think my opponent definitely knows what he's doing here with the kind of team setup like this. This looks pretty scary. There isn't an Arbalist, so it's not as scary as it could be, but it's definitely still scary. I'm not scared of a pistol shot Iron Man though. I'm gonna have to say that right now. I'm definitely not too scared of that. Could go for a slam on the Crusader, but there's Hunter's Charm, Jack Chopper, like it would hurt like crazy. Only Lance would definitely hurt me. So I think I'm actually just gonna go for Manacle. So I get a 7 out of it. Definitely very good to get a big damage roll. This Abomination has really lackluster damage with the Manacles, because having only the Brass Knuckles and not the Spike Chain means that you're missing out on that 20% damage range skills. But if you go for that, your slam is really not that great, and your accuracy also is lacking, because you don't get the +6 accuracy. I think that Vendetta is it's definitely a misplay. Like, you need to go for damage right now, because if you don't, you're really not gonna have a good time against this team. So I could go for a 75 or I could go for an 80. I'm gonna go for an 80 because both characters are equally as important. And oh, actually, there isn't a finish him on the BH. Yeah, I should have gone for the Highman instead. It's just gonna be a Divine Grace, very preemptive of a heal, I'm gonna have to say. I could actually, you know what, let's play this a little differently. Let's go for a pull on the Vessel, like, yeah, I mean, Bounty Hunter in position 3, Vessel in position 4, yeah, that's just not too good, right? You get to just click the Arbalist right now. Doesn't matter that she's in position 3, she can still get 1-shots. Even though that's not a 1-shot, that's almost enough. And it puts the Vestal at an amount of HP where a stunning blow is going to bring her down to 0, and after that there really isn't much you can do. So there's going to be a stun right now. The correct play would be to go for the Crusader. Oh, it's actually a Smite. Well, that's 21 HP, but it's really not going to do much. So the thing is, when you're playing the Butcher Circus, especially a damage team, you need to keep in mind that you have a win condition. Win condition is getting kills. You have a marked character right here. You can't go for the Abomination right now because you just don't have any follow-up. Unless you get a crit with Duelist Advance on the Abomination or something, you're not going to get a kill anytime soon. So yeah, now you go for the mark, you get a crit out of it for 28. So that's with a Vendetta buff, so that's wasting 1 action. And not only that, it's still not my entire health bar despite getting a crit out of it, which is much less of a chance than it is with a sniper shot. So yeah, just Hammerman pistol shot things, I guess. So we're gonna go for a bowler right now, 25% of getting the death, but we are quite lucky to get it. And after that, the play is obvious. We're gonna stun one of these characters, most likely, I'm not actually too sure who I want to stun. It's gonna be a come hitter that might prevent me from stunning, but no, it doesn't. Thankfully, we do resist the move. That is quite thankfully indeed. And I think I'm just gonna go for the Crusader. Yeah, we roll for a 3. That's really laughable. But you do need the red Yarsnet. You do need it. And I think that the plus 10% damage is also really helpful for when you're in transformation mode and you want to go rage or something. Because having the Spike Chain doesn't do you any good at all when you're actually in transformation mode. Like, it doesn't do anything for you. Along with the plus 10% damage, you might get just that little bit extra damage that can save your match. So I'm just gonna click here, go for a selfie. I mean, the match is over. It's WD, right? You're up a character, the opponent doesn't have a chance. So interesting that we didn't see a lot of stress teams. We only saw like 1 or 2 at the start by that Baka player. He definitely played about as well as he could with the team, about as well as he could have, most likely. So I'm gonna have to give props to him, despite being so far in the past in this hour of WD. So we're gonna go for a rage, and we're gonna go for a finish him after that. The Harryman's also gonna get stunned. Like, just, yeah, it's just beyond GG right now. There's just really nothing you can do with an unoptimized team against something like WD. So I think we're just gonna skip this ahead. Alright, and that's a surrender after getting a death blow. So we are gonna do 1 more match for this hour of WD. Alright, and here we go, on to match number 9, and the final match of this 1 hour of WD. So we're gonna go a little bit over time, unless there's a surrender round 1 or something like that. And it looks like we are playing against a very, very DOT heavy stress team here. Yeah, it's kind of... it's not really a stress team. It's definitely a DOT heavy team. Yeah, let's put it that way. So there's a Hellion, there's an Abomination. Both love to be slammed, right? They're just slam magnets. Especially this Abomination position too, you know, you just do a slam, and then now he's in position 4. Now there is one problem with that, is that there's the fact that there's a Hellion with Razor Pin and Savage Gauntlets. And if she gets a crit bleed out on my Abomination right now, nope, that's a surrender, so... Anonymous person might have just realized that even after getting that crit, I probably could have healed, there wouldn't be enough damage for the finale, the Abomination would be out of position, I could go for a mark on the Houndmaster, go for a sniper shot, next round he's dead, and just, you don't have a chance. So, kind of a matchup difference. If you play against WD and you play with DOT, and you don't bring either regen, you don't bring a lot of dodge, there's just ain't much you can do. So, that's gonna wrap up the episode for today. I hope you all enjoyed this 1 hour of WD, and we might be doing Chef Stress next time. Might be doing something else, I'm not too sure, but I hope you enjoyed, I'll see you again another time. Cheers.